Today, it's too cold to be smoking ribs outside. I want some smoked ribs, so I'm gonna show you how to make some delicious smoky ribs in your oven. Let's get into it. What's up, barbecue fans? My name is Jake, and have you ever had a craving for ribs, but it's been so damn cold outside, you just couldn't do it? It's 10 Fahrenheit, almost minus 13 Celsius right now, and 60-mile-an-hour winds. In full transparency, I am filming 2 other videos, but I know there's some people out there that are not as crazy as me, and they want to do something inside. So today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious rack of ribs with some smoke, not using a smoker. And no, it's not liquid smoke. First off, we gotta look at these ribs. We got some baby backs here. I left this pile of fat here because I noticed here there was a little bit of, looks like a lot of fat there, so I trimmed it before I started filming, thinking that it was only gonna be a little bit, and then I went through it and there was a whole bunch. I think the butcher was half asleep when he was working on this rack, but super easy to kind of clean up a little bit. Honestly, if I was on my smoker outside and I had some more convection air and whatnot, I might just leave it because it just render out. But in your oven, we don't have a lot of moving air. So we're gonna do it as it is. Now, funny enough, hang on, let me take a sip of my gigantic beer here. Funny story. This is a tall boy beer, so 16 ounces. As you can tell, it can hold 2 no problem. Years ago, my best friend and her wives are in Niagara Falls, drinking too much, enjoying some food, and just a weekend together. And they had those mugs. So after a few of them, near the end, I said to the waiter, I said, hey, if I leave you a really big tip, will you forget to pick up our mugs? And he said, I never saw them. So we took some. I have a bunch here. I keep a couple in my freezer. Yeah, funny story. Many years ago, actually, at this point in time now. Anyhow, we got some baby back ribs here. These are what we call Berkshire pork. They are more flavorful, more tender, and just a better quality piece of pork. I'm gonna take that little flap off the bottom. There's another little guy right here. So one thing about like Berkshire pork is like the fat's like just ridiculously tender. It's like the Wagyu of beef or pork. I literally just went off on my other video about why you don't have to remove the membrane, why it comes from competition, and why people think you need to do it, but you don't actually need to do it. However, if you're doing these in the oven, there's not enough convection, not enough air going around to properly render this out, and you're not gonna end up with a great product. So we're gonna remove it this time. But I did not remove the membrane on my ribs for at least 15 years. I had no idea it was a thing. And then YouTube told me I was doing it wrong, and then I started doing it. And then years ago, I stopped again. But all you do is take a knife under here, right in the center is fine. Get your finger under there, knife to hold it down, because I'm trying not to get all my hands dirty in one shot yet. Here we go. Same thing here. Perfect. Now that you've seen the fat, although this would probably be good to keep and render out for like a fried pork chop with some onions. Oh, that would be good. But I am on a mission right now to clean out my freezer because I am a meataholic, and I have too much meat. So I'm trying to go through and trim it back, so I don't need to put anything else in there. Today what we're doing is we are going to keep this super simple because I'm going to try out a new barbecue sauce I've never tried before. You guys will all know it. I've looked at it and just said, I don't know, too well known, too commercials for me. And I've just never decided to try it. Just didn't appeal to me, but I keep reading reviews on it. And today, damn it, I'm trying it. But we're doing super simple here. So we're going to do salt and pepper. I should have ground some pepper up first, but this is my pepper can in here. This will give us some coarser pepper. My other video is all about binders. It's going on outside behind me. A little bit of water goes a long way if you're worried about it sticking. And now I'm gonna have to wash my pepper can in because I don't want to pour this left-handed. Well, we'll do it anyhow. A little bit of salt and pepper, super simple. And honestly, I'm not very good with that. So we're gonna go this way. And if I'm gonna have to wash it, I might as well wash my salt too. Put that in there. And again, we'll put some water on the top here. Okay. Just a little bit of moisture to help that stick. And since I've already made a mess here, I'm going to keep up with my mess. That's why I like to use these gloves all the time. I mean, they work great. I use them from gardening, cleaning my cars, so I don't get all the chemicals on my hands, cleaning the grills or whatever, and then just cooking. I have the best deal on the internet on these things, right? If you use Rum and Cook, you save 40%. I think you can get a case of 1,000. I am low, so I gotta order myself a box and some charcoal as soon as we're done here. All right, so both of these bottles I've got to wash. Now I am going to put a little bit of garlic on top of this. And since that bottle is clean, I'm going to wash my hands real quick. And just for another little bit of tiny flavor. This is just a little bit of onion powder. And a tiny bit of garlic. If you wanted to add some color to this, since you're not smoking, you're not going to get some of that redness. You could absolutely add some paprika. Even a little bit of cinnamon's not too bad, but more paprika than cinnamon. And now, all we got to do is put them on this rack right here. We're going to squish them together, okay? You can't see what I'm doing. I'm going to pull them back here. We're going to squish these guys together like so, and we're going to throw them in the oven. We're going to treat our oven just like a smoker. We're going to use very similar temperatures. You can cook these at 225 and stretch out your cook a little bit. I'm not really feeling that, so today I'm going to go at 275, and we're going to go for probably about 3 hours, and then I'll bring you back and show you where we get all our smoke from. So I was sitting there washing my pepper cannon and my cutting board, and I had a thought. Like, I have a kitchen fridge, a beer fridge, both have freezers, and then I have a stand-up deep freezer. Gives me 3 freezers. They're all full of meat. Does that make me a hoarder? Leave your comment down below. All right, so it's been 2 hours and 40 minutes. These guys are looking not too bad, although they don't have a lot of color yet. Let's talk about them. We've got our Typher Insta-Read here. You can see we are 190-ish through here. Now, these have been on the counter for a sec while I got the camera set up. But they're not quite done. They're close. If I pick them up, we're bending, but we're not quite there. We actually got some pretty good bend though, and it's breaking, so we're darn close. Before I pulled them out, they were like 198. Okay, so they're very, very close to being done. But I wanted to pull them out, and I wanted to show you the color of them. What I've done is I've put my oven at 450 now. What that's going to do is it's going to help get us a little bit more color here and just finish them off, and it's going to give us time to work on the smoky part of this. So let me put these guys in, and we'll talk smoke. All right, so let's talk barbecue sauce and smoke. So first off, I mentioned I'm trying a barbecue sauce that if you've been around it all, you've heard of it. It is Blues Hog. I mean, this is in the grocery store. You see it all over. It just seems to be one of those mainstream sauces, and lots of people talk about it, but for some reason, it never has appealed to me to try it. Today, we're gonna fix that. I was reading some reviews. This is the Champions Blend. So we're gonna try and use this one and see what it tastes like, but we're gonna add our own little twist to it because we want some smoky tasting ribs in the middle of winter when we don't feel like using our smoker. That is good. It's already got some smoke, a little bit of smoke to it. We're gonna add some more. So what we're gonna do, let me just make sure I shake this up well enough. Looks like it's a pretty runny sauce. I'm going to pour some in here, way more than I needed, but it'll do what we need it to do. Where do we get our smoke from? Outside of the fact that that has a little bit of smoke in it, enter the Breville smoking gun. Now this guy's old. I've had this for many years at this point, probably 5 or 6 years. I think there's a different version out there. Maybe they have a Smoking Gun Pro or something like that, but essentially it works the same. And what this is this is a little gun that has a hopper, much like a pellet grill, a little tube, and then it comes with some smoking wood. I've got some other woods that I've bought, but you know, you can use this for a smoked cocktail, or I actually, lots of times in the winter, if I don't have time to smoke some wings, I'll put them in a bowl before I fry them up, and I will just fill it with smoke. And I might do that 2 or 3 times and just let it sit there for 15 minutes, and then I'll add some more smoke. But this thing is super easy to use, and it takes real wood, like so. We don't need too much for this one. We plug it in. I'm gonna try and keep some in there. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take our plastic wrap. We wanna keep the smoke in here. I'm gonna go like so. And then all you do is on the back of this guy, there's 2 speeds, okay? So I'm gonna go down to speed 2 for high to get it going. And speed 1's fine. As you can see, we've got a ton of smoke already, okay? Doesn't take too much in a small container like that. Put this over here. We'll turn on the fan just to pull some of the smoke out of here, but look, we have some smoky goodness sitting right there. And what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna let this sit until it dissipates. Our ribs are gonna go back in for probably 20 minutes or so at that 450, get some color on them. We're gonna do them till they're about done, because once we put the sauce back on them, we're only going back in that oven for 2 or 3 minutes. So now we can just let this sit. If you wanted to put a lot of smoke into it, what I would do is I would do this once. You'll see the smoke dissipate over 15 minutes or so, and then fill it back up. And then you can put smoke in it. I have made pulled pork in a crock pot. And then I have, once it's all shredded, I have used this guy and I've put in like an hour and a half of smoke every 15 minutes. I just keep adding more smoke, and then I just keep stirring it in. And I've literally fooled like 20 people, swore up and down it was done on a smoker. So you can put some good smoke flavor in. Is it the same as a smoker? No. But we're doing something in the winter where most of us, unless you're crazy like me, don't want to be outside in the crazy cold weather. So this allows you to get a little bit of that, you know, scratch the smoke itch, add some extra flavor, impress your guests, and we did it all inside. All right, so it's been about 50 minutes. You can see that that smoke has dissipated down there. Now, I was still waiting for our oven to come up to temperature, so these have been in about 15 minutes at that 450. As you can see, we've got some good color there now. They don't need to go any longer. They are nice and tender, exactly what we're looking for. Now, the one thing is we don't want our sauce to burn, and if it drips on this pan, it will burn. So what I'm going to do, we'll do this. We're gonna put a little foil down first. Whew. That's chef's hands right there. Holy smokes. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our barbecue sauce, and I've been going back and forth to whether or not I put enough in here. You're gonna see some smoke come out of it, and then we're gonna stir that in there. All the smoke is on top. We wanna get a good mixture of it in there. I'm gonna put just, oh man, that bottom looks good. I'm gonna put just a little bit on the bottom here. Oh yeah, you can smell the smoke in there, which is really nice. Take these guys a little, turn them over like so. It's one of the reasons why there's you guys, if you've been around the channel for a while, you've seen me use Diana's black sauce out of Canada. It's very light, not a ton of sugar. I mean, it's got sugar in it, don't get me wrong, but it's not over the top. And it's nice and light and runny and perfect to coat a rack of ribs. And I am liking that about this. And I did use the right amount of sauce. Now we get our chef's hands again. We'll put these guys over there, and I'll try not to burn my, I can feel the heat coming off that. And for those of you who don't have hands like I do, you can absolutely use these. Lots of times you guys will see me and I'll put some cotton gloves underneath of them. Works perfect. Just right there, that's a nice looking rack of ribs. We're gonna throw this in the oven for only 2 or 3 minutes. Do not go far because you're gonna burn your sauce. I'm gonna set this timer for, I got 2 minutes left from my other timer. So we're gonna do that. One real quick. You'll notice I'm using this, right? These are expensive butcher blocks, and if you put hot things on them, especially right out of the oven, it's not good for them. So if I'm working with something super hot, I always put a barrier between it, and that just helps protect them. But you know, if you've got a nice butcher block, don't put hot stuff on it. We're gonna wait a couple minutes, and then I'll show you what they look like. All right, 3 minutes to the second. These guys are done. They are quite hot, but I mean, take a look at that. Beautiful looking ribs. You could push them a little further if you want. There's a couple pockets that are still a little saucy. You could tack those up even more, but the bulk of it is not, or is all tacked up. So I'm gonna let the heat, residual heat, do the rest of its job here. These need to sit for 50 minutes before we try them. They're looking and smelling delicious. It's gonna be a long 15 minutes. All right, so we've rested for a good 15 minutes, probably been closer to 20. As you can tell, these ribs look pretty damn good. Great color on them. That barbecue sauce pops. Now, in the light, they're not as red as they actually are. If I took these guys outside, you'd be shocked at how bright they are. It's a really nice color, and just overall, like a really nice looking rack of ribs. But as we all know, when it comes to barbecue, looks don't matter. Well, they matter, but taste is more important. So, with that being said, let's cut out a couple. I like to get jumbo ribs where I go right near the next bone over so I can get as much as possible. There, that's the perfect one I'm looking for right there. I mean, look at that guy. No smoke ring, obviously. But let's try these out. Nice bite through finish. Wow. The smoke definitely pops through right away. These, my friends, are absolutely delicious. They are cooked perfectly, tender, but not fall off the bone and mushy. The seasoning is basic, right? Salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic, all you need for a nice piece of pork. That sauce pops. Kudos to the sauce. I should have tried it sooner. My bad. I'll be playing with this some more, especially if I can do a full smoke with it. But look, that smoke added into the sauce gives it a nice pop of smoke flavor. Just to remind you of barbecue, obviously the meat doesn't have a lot of smoke flavor into it, but overall they're friggin' delicious. I mean, for not having to go outside, spend 3 hours inside, these are some phenomenal ribs. I highly recommend you give them a try, especially if it's the winter and you don't want to go outside, but maybe you don't have a smoker and you're looking for a great set of ribs. I got you covered. If you want to see some smoked ribs, I got you covered here too. Thanks as always for watching. I'll see you soon.